Hey guys, Dirk here, back again with another video. So in today's video is going to be a step-by-step guide on how to actually grow your OnlyFans in the next upcoming year. If that sounds interesting, let's get into it. Hey you, are you looking to network, grow, and expand your knowledge of the OnlyFans industry with over 700 plus people? Then be sure to check the link in the description to join the Discord server. See you there. To start off, I'm going to break down this video into 5 key steps. If you follow these 5 steps, you should be able to grow your OnlyFans to 5 figures, 6 figures plus, no time, and start seeing results like this within the next year. So, step 1, content creation is key. Why? Because content quality is the first thing that a subscriber is going to see the moment they jump into your OnlyFans. Because whether you're a new creator or an old creator looking to understand why you can't grow, you need to first look back and look at your content to make sure that you're making quality content to begin with. Because there's a lot of creators out there making content, but it's low quality due to equipment issues or just bad angles, bad lighting, whatever be the reason. Sometimes that content isn't 10 out of 10. And if it's not 10 out of 10, then we're already losing out on keeping subscribers interested. We're feeling stuck because we're lacking big spenders because our content isn't of quality. Therefore, we're not making the sales that we would want to make. Now we need to understand why is it important to have these whales, i.e. big spenders, present on our accounts. I explained this in my previous video, but just to summarize, you want these big spenders invested into your content because that's essentially what gets them hooked to your page and keeping them spending over and over again. So building those interactions, building that connection, and giving them quality content on top of that is going to help with the relationship process and creating whales that are long-time spenders and that are going to keep engaging with your page, thus making you make more and growing because you're keeping subscribers longer on your page. So you're going to grow with that over time instead of people subscribe for 1 month and they buy a little bit and then they disappear. Or if you're a free page, they subscribe, they talk to you once and disappear forever. A lot of people confuse quality content with needing the best equipment, needing the best photographers, the best cameras, etc. When that's not the case per se. You just need to know what you're doing when it comes to how you make your content. Easy fixes are like wiping your camera, making sure that your camera lens is clean, buying a ring light so that you have proper lighting if you're in a dark room, using editing apps, and also being a bit more creative in how you make your content. If you're just sitting on your bed, poor angles, that's already another thing that's affecting the quality of your content. Just doing these simple fixes, you're already improving your content, whether you're using an iPhone 8, iPhone 15, or a professional camera. It's all about how you execute with what you have at your disposal. Nowadays, content is all about short form content. Everything's under 60 seconds to nowadays, most OnlyFans trends or videos on TikTok or IG are under even 6 seconds. So essentially you only have 2 to 3 seconds before somebody hops off your video. So if you're not getting their attention within those first few seconds, then you've already lost the battle. So that's why make sure that you have content creation damn near perfected, because if you do, it makes everything else in this guide even more easier to handle. Step 2, the importance of systems and structure. If you're looking to grow on OnlyFans, you need to understand that if you want this to be a side hustle, you're going to make side hustle money, which is just a few thousand a month at best. But if you want to treat this as a business, you're going to make business level money, which is the 5 figures a month, 6 figures a month. Therefore, you need to have structure and systems in place so that everything in your business is written down from A to Z and you know what you need to do on a day-to-day basis. Simple systems that you should already have in place right now, if you don't already, is a content plan, either daily, weekly, or monthly, that you follow religiously so that it keeps you accountable for what you've done and what you haven't done and what you need to do moving forward. In that content plan, essentially what you would want to have in there is a layout of what are the days focused on OnlyFans content, what are the days that you'll be focusing on Instagram, TikTok content, and when are the days that you're going to be making Twitter, Reddit content as a layout. Having that already structured so that you know, okay, these days is where my attention is going to be on X, Y, and Z. You're creating a clear path on what needs to be done, and that avoids situations where you feel like you're about to burn out because you're overwhelmed with everything that you need to do. Same things with having structure on when are you supposed to chat on your accounts, when are you going to focus mainly on marketing, when are you going to decide to network with other creators, etc. These are all things things that you need to have written down so that you know what's next, because all these are super important in the process of growing your OnlyFans. And key tools that you can use to keep track of it are CRMs like Inflow, Super Creator, Creator Hero, and management tools like Airtable, Notion. And also when it comes to scheduling posts and whatnot, you can use apps like Socialrise or Postpone for your Reddit, Twitter needs. So leveraging all of these tools that are at your disposal and having a clear plan when it comes to what you need to get done and labeling and writing down your day-to-day tasks, you should be able to have good systems in place so that you're actually able to see if you're actually growing, because you can hold yourself accountable with, have I been doing what I needed to get done? If not, then why? If so, okay, where am I at now? And if I'm not growing, then it's easy to backtrack and be like, okay, what are the things that I actually need to reevaluate and fix within my structure so that it actually pushes me forward and I'm not stuck in the same place turning in circles. Step 3, networking with creators. So when it comes to growing your OnlyFans, just like any other industry that you're looking to grow in, you need to first of all, be in touch with other people in the industry that you're in and network with them and see what they're doing, how business is doing for them. And from there, brainstorm on different ideas that you guys can both incorporate in your businesses so that you guys can essentially grow together. And specifically with OnlyFans, there's multiple ways of doing this, whether it be shout out for shout out, doing guaranteed games, doing collabs, actually linking up with other creators and making content together, creating skits, etc. You can network in many different ways. However, if you're not already networking with other creators, then you're just going to find yourself scratching your head when you get to a point where you feel stuck and you don't necessarily know how to actually get out of that hole. Hence why you're not growing, because you're not talking with other people and trying to figure out why are your Instagram accounts getting shadow banned or why are your TikTok accounts always getting banned. If you're not talking with people trying to find solutions, then you're just going to keep spinning in circles and waste a lot of time trying to avoid these problems that you're facing. If you don't know how to specifically network with other creators, it's as simple as just DMing somebody on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and being like, hey, how's your OnlyFans doing? Blah, blah, blah. Because if you give value to somebody, then they're bound to give you value back in return. It's that simple when it comes to networking, because we're talking about OnlyFans, an industry that's constantly changing every day. Platforms are becoming more stricter. It's getting hard to make accounts for these platforms. It's getting hard to sell on OnlyFans because sometimes you just don't know how to navigate through the fans that are becoming more aware of sales tactics and whatnot. So they're not as keen to spend. So if you can actually talk with other people and brainstorm on new ideas, then it's going to be beneficial for everybody in question, because everybody can stay ahead of the curve and continue growing. However, definitely be careful for bad actors, because sometimes people don't necessarily have the best intentions. So keep a tight circle of who you choose to share information with, and from there just build out those bonds with the people that you can trust most. Step number 4, marketing and promotion. I already made a video specifically on all the marketing strategies that you can use to grow your OnlyFans. However, I'm going to still summarize key points and explain why marketing is still very important. Just like I mentioned in the beginning, content creation is key. So if you have that perfected already, then this part is going to be super easy. So the bread and butter to actually grow is going to be your marketing. Because without marketing, then nobody is going to recognize you. Therefore, they're not going to subscribe. And if they don't subscribe, then we can't make money. And we don't want that. So we want to make high quality content that catches people's eyes, grabs their attention. We first get them to follow. From there, we can funnel them to the OnlyFans. And the rest is history when it comes to sales strategy afterwards. For the key platforms that you should be using ASAP if you aren't already is Instagram, specifically Instagram Reels, because they've been going crazy lately. TikTok Live especially as well, because if you're able to retain people's attention for a long period of time while live, then you're just going to get pushed into the For You page algorithm, and from there you can rack up a few thousand viewers, and that's great traffic to your OnlyFans. Reddit is highly competitive these days, however, still very good to get results from. It's all about quantity over quality these days, basically spamming subreddits and whatnot based on your niche. But since there's a lot of competition on Reddit, you definitely need high quality content, because you want to stand out from the other people in your niche in those subreddits, especially the big ones, because there's a lot of people posting on there. With Twitter, it's all about being active, especially if you're doing retweet groups. You need to be active in those retweet groups 24/7. Make sure that you do those drops so that you can get people to retweet your content and ultimately grow off their fan base. Otherwise, there's methods where you comment on very popular posts to grab attention. If you're really good at doing that, then you'll see a lot of good results from Twitter. Make sure that you have Twitter Blue, because if you don't, then you're basically risking getting shadow banned. You're limited on how many posts you can see. You're limited on how many DMs you can send and comment. So definitely make sure you get Twitter Blue ASAP if you're trying to do Twitter at a high level. Dating apps is a great way to market if you're willing to put in the work to learning how to counter Tinder, Bumble, etc., because those platforms are constantly increasing their security to avoid people funneling people from their platform to other platforms. So that's why if you're doing it, be prepared to fight back constantly with these platforms. But if you're able to do it successfully, then you're probably already making good results from it, or you're bound to get good results from it. Then there's paid promo, whether it be from specific websites, buying guaranteed gains from bigger creators, buying shout out for shout out on Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, or on OnlyFans itself. With this type of marketing, just be careful of scammers, because there's a lot of people out there trying to just take your money essentially. So make sure that the people that you're buying these promos from are legit. If possible, ask for reviews beforehand. And if even the reviews are kind of sketchy, shoot for a middleman just to broker the deal so that you know that you're safe. Step number 5, optimizing your OnlyFans and chatting. Before you start your marketing strategy, you need to know what type of structure your OnlyFans is going to be, or what your current structure is, and if it aligns with the type of marketing that you're doing. I made a video on whether your OnlyFans should be free or paid. Definitely check that out. If you're going with the free page route, paid page, paid free trials, depending on the strategy that you do, there is different outcomes that may arise from it, because not every marketing strategy works the best for a specific layout, which doesn't stop you from choosing whatever you want. But in terms of optimizing the return that you get from the investment that you put in, may not be the best outcome. How you make your content varies a lot, because if you're a free page, you're not going to put nudes on there for free on the wall. Same with if you're a paid page doing free trials, same thing. You might be a little bit more reserved on what you want to show to the free people coming in. So there's all that you need to keep in mind when it comes to how you want to optimize your OF with the traffic that you're trying to bring in. Then there's the chatting structure. Chatting is a big part of if you're going to grow quickly on OnlyFans or if you're going to grow slowly, because you could get all the marketing in the world, but that only gets to a certain point. That's where coming in with the chatting actually helps you boost those numbers by 5 to 10x. Because if you're spending your time nurturing, building relationships with those big spenders and being able to rinse the people that say they don't want to spend, and you're able to make them spend $300-$400, then those are the people that you're going to be able to make the big bucks from. So that's why when it comes to your chatting, you need a clear structure on how you're going to break down the process of somebody subscribes, and in that first 5 to 10 minutes, what is the game plan to get them to start spending money right away? If you're able to have that clear plan in motion, you're going to make a lot of money constantly. Because just to break down a little bit of subscriber psychology, there's different types of subscribers. There's the one that are looking to build a relationship, the ones that are just curious, and the ones that are just here for one reason, and that's to basically release their load and disappear. So it's all about determining which one is which when they subscribe and executing the plan the moment you know what your target is. So with bad marketing, bad content, no plan, if somebody even subscribes to your account, or if they're subscribing to your account, they might just instantly lose interest and either delete their account, refund what they bought, or just not even talk to you the moment they subscribe. And if you're a free page and they're subscribing and not talking to you, then you're making no money whatsoever, which is horrible. But of course, at this point, you're probably like, okay, I'm doing step number 1, 2, 3, 4. And how am I supposed to do step number 5 as well, which is chatting with my fans constantly? That's where we get to the point where you need to hire staff to help you manage the chatting, whether it be an agency, people you know, your husband, girlfriend, boyfriend. You need to train chatters or sexters to handle the excess of messages that you're going to be having as you continue to grow your OnlyFans. Right now, you may only get like 5 messages a day, but when you're getting hundreds of subscribers per hour or per day, that makes a lot of messages that you need to handle. So that's why you need to have other people to help you manage all that. I have a video on how to hire chatters and how I found personally my best chatters. So if you want to check that out, definitely go check it out, because essentially 70% of the business is going to rely on chatting and optimizing relationships with your subscribers. So this is why this is probably the most important step of the whole video, because with a proper chatting strategy and proper people chatting for you, you're going to make a lot of money and grow way quicker than you were if you weren't optimizing for this. So that was all the steps I had for you guys. I hope this video was helpful and you guys just start going crazy. If you're looking to scale even further and you're an OnlyFans creator, just hit me up on Instagram and let's go crazy. With that being said, take care, guys.